Girl, did you hear what they were talking about when it comes to Essence Fest after we left?
Sure did, but did you hear?
Okay.
We are here to tell you. Hi, I am Janice.
And I am Patrice.
And we are Heritage and Horizons. And before we get into this video, we need to thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for giving us your feedback, and some of you have clicked on your notification bell. This is a reminder. If you have not clicked on your notification bell, please do so that you will be among the first to see the videos once they drop.
Yep, and they will drop every Monday and every Thursday. I also wanted to thank everyone who, you didn't have to, but we had quite a few people who bought my mom's book after we mentioned it in our last video. So thank you all for that. That was totally unnecessary, but much appreciated. And
Thank you.
we'll put the link in the bio for both of the books in case you want to purchase a book again.
We appreciate it. And if you're a teacher, if you're an educator, starting school or have already started school, have a great school year. I remember the days.
Back in the day.
So, this was our virgin trip to the Essence Festival that has been going on for a very long time.
I think over 30 years, actually.
Yes, and can you imagine? We lived in Louisiana and never went to the Essence Festival. So we had to leave Florida and traveled all the way to New Orleans to the Essence Festival. But it's always a good time to go back to New Orleans because that food.
And of course, we couldn't just go to New Orleans without stopping off in Baton Rouge. So we went to visit our dear family in Baton Rouge, and that was great. And then we picked up my cousin, who you'll see in some of the pictures, and drove to New Orleans.
Yes, yes. And the Essence was wonderful. Stay tuned.
So, even though it was our first time going to Essence, and I was so excited, I didn't know what to expect. Even though I've had friends that have gone, family members who have gone, still wasn't quite sure. So as I do with almost everything, I go on YouTube, I followed them on Instagram just to see what was happening. And we realized that there were basically two parts to Essence, right? There was the convention center and then the concerts. So you weren't necessarily interested in the concerts. I was. Anytime music is involved, I'm there. And
well, the interest had to do with coins.
Coins.
And I am saving for our very next trip, our very big trip coming up at the end of the year. So I am very aware of how, and I'm intentional about spending my money at this time. But my dear daughter, who loves a concert, will never pass a concert. She has never seen a concert that she didn't want to attend.
It's true. It's called irresponsible. But regardless of all of that, my cousin and I decided to buy very early tickets to the concert. And we decided to go every night. So at Essence, the concerts were Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. and the convention center, which was which were the activities during the day, were also at the same time. So it worked out perfectly. We left mom at the hotel. We did take her back to Baton Rouge for some days, and then we hung out in New Orleans for the rest of the time, just she and I, who I adore my cousin, so it was wonderful. So we're going to talk a little bit about the controversy with everything that was going on with Essence Fest. Like I said, it was our first time, so we have nothing to compare it to. But what do you think? I had a fabulous time at both the concerts and the convention.
Well, since I went to the convention center and not the concert, I can tell you that I enjoyed visiting every vendor, eating, how I am about the food, eating, and of course, just meeting people. It was a great time. I met some celebrities. I don't know if I want to say their names, but
I will. I'll tell you later.
Yes, I met some celebrities, and that was very nice. But just talking to people, just trying to find out how they were enjoying themselves and if they've been there before, and compare 2025 to previous years, how they felt. And it was wonderful, and it was very, very casual. Of course, there were many influencers there, and they were dressed to the nine, and you could tell.
So before we kind of get further on, I kind of talked a little bit about the controversy. So this is what happened. We'll start with the controversy and then what we thought about the controversy. So the concert itself, the announcement as far as the artists that were performing was pretty delayed. I've always seen that to be the case for Essence, that they don't announce the full roster or the full lineup until right before the show, but I guess it was more delayed than normal this particular time. The day before the concert, actually, a very, very special guest, Lauryn Hill, was announced, which was pretty exciting to me. But I had just seen her, for those of you from Florida, at Jazz in the Gardens in Miami Gardens. So, and that was a fantastic show, like fantastic. So to see her again was pretty exciting. But she was also announced very, very late, like the day before. But that being said, we bought our tickets well in advance and then went to the concert. So, of course, the concert started later in the evening, but the controversy is that there were some technical difficulties in the audio. Artists did not like the fact that they weren't able to hear themselves. It was a whole thing. And I don't disagree with what they were saying. The audio was frustrating to us as audience members. And in order to try to fix the audio, which, by the way, it was never fixed. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was never fixed. But in order to fix the audio, it became even more delayed. So Friday night, the concert was supposed to start at, I think, 7. We left in the middle of Lauryn Hill's set, and we did not leave until about 3 in the morning. I want to say about 3, a little after 3 in the morning, we left and did not get back to our living arrangements until about 3:30 in the morning. So that was kind of crazy. And even more so, it really wasn't fixed. And the artists, like I said before, were getting so frustrated. I can see why. So then the other, controversy was way before that, and it was the sponsorship that was a part of the controversy. So as you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the country right now if you're watching this real time. And a lot of the initiatives that had put money into this particular event pulled out at the last minute, or not pulled out at the last minute, sorry. There was controversy for them pulling out some of their initiatives, and some of those initiatives paid for some of the things in Essence Fest. So the team at Essence, from what I understand, had to make a decision. Do we not let these people come and sacrifice the quality of the event, or do we let them come and kind of ride it out? So I guess they decided to let them come because I'm not going to mention the retailers, but there were certain retailers, y'all know who it is, who were present and people were still actively involved, but you could definitely tell that there were some things that were lacking. And the other controversy involved a little bit of something that I'm a little unsure if I think that people were kind of making it up or not, but there was controversy as far as if Essence Festival is actually a celebration of African American culture, because two of the headliners were Buju Banton, who's one of my faves. All right, big up Buju, and also Davido, who is an Afrobeat artist as well. So some people were saying that because they were two of the headliners, that they should not have been there representing African American culture. So those were at least the top pieces of controversy. What do you think about all that stuff?
Well, because I did not have anything to compare this year with, I went with an open slate in my mind. I did not go with any expectations. And to me, the controversy did not affect what was happening, not on the conference floor anyway, not on the convention center floor. Everything seemed to have been going quite well to me. And the booths, people were still going to that particular vendor's booth, and I had a ball.
A ball was had.
A ball was
had. For sure. Lots and lots and lots of, I didn't know what to expect, but my eyes were open wide, especially that first day, just taking it all in. And it was so awesome. It was great. And I really appreciated it. So,
and one, if I can mention any one particular booth that was very interesting to me, was the booths that had books. Because as educators, books and knowledge we can't get enough of. And I was really pleased to see how many African American authors are out there. So to me, it looks great with all the controversy about banning books and everything. I was just so pleased to see that African American writers, Black writers, are still doing their thing in order to teach the next generation. So those of you authors who were there, big up to you.
Yeah, and also to genres too. So they had everything from cookbooks to sci-fi to romance to finance to everything you can think of. It was pretty diverse as far as the different types: kids books, adults books. And I didn't think I would get so excited to see authors who I just read their books. Shout out to Kennedy Ryan. If you've never read her stuff, it's really good. And so that was pretty exciting for me. I didn't think I'd get so hyped up to see that. Or in essence, if you've never been, the convention center is broken into different subject areas for all intents and purposes. So there's a beauty section, there's a food section, there's a section, as Mommy mentioned, on books. There's a vendor section. There's a whole section on financial literacy. There's a section geared towards men, but not for men necessarily. There's a part with movies. There are parts with like live interviews. There was an entrepreneurship section. There was a section about film. So there was a creative hub, which was pretty interesting, a tech hub. So all of that stuff was pretty cool. And I always like to say that, Black people are not a monolith. So every kind of Black person, I think, was represented there pretty well. Black women in particular. And so it was interesting to see that. And I really enjoyed it. So all in all, I think that the positives outweighed the negatives, and I do think that it was probably a learning lesson for the organizers. I know that I could not put anything like that on, but social media will sometimes make a mountain out of a molehill. but hopefully they learned a lesson who was organizing it. And I say that now, God willing, I will be back at Essence 2026.
Amen.
Amen.
And another thing that was, as I say, I love to chat with people, but I also love to people watch. And the fashion.
Okay, they were doing it. The girlies were doing it.
The girls came ready.
Yes.
When I tell you I saw some fashion. Yes.
Absolutely.
Gave me some ideas.
Yes. So it was pretty cool. And of course, someone told me next time I needed to prepare. She gave me some tips on what I needed to do, bring a whole extra piece of luggage to carry all the freebies that you can get and how to navigate the system. So I know I'll be there. And of course, anytime you're in New Orleans, you get good food. The food was fantastic. Probably could have spent more time on Bourbon Street, but we do that anyway. So,
yes.
So I would give Essence 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Definitely.
Yes.
We'll be there again next year.
We'll be there.
So next we'll show you some videos. Mommy was a model. She didn't say that part. But we'll show some video about her modeling, as well as some of the celebrities that she met, as well as just some pictures that we took and experienced quite a few things. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. You didn't have to give us your time, but you have, and we pray that you will continue to support Heritage and Horizons. Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to Heritage and Horizons.